Welcome back, guys. It's Jason with your Hopium Free Crypto Update. Well, today we're looking at the latest China FUD being wiped out from the crypto and Bitcoin markets. The price of Bitcoin, as I record this, is $51,500 US, taking out the previous high and also getting above some of my previous resistance levels. We'll follow up with the old Rocktober, Uptober. Q4 is looking to be quite bullish, but of course we need to get through October. Doesn't mean the next 13 weeks are going to be straight up. There is going to be some hurdles along the way, and that comes in the form of cryptos, which are supposedly strong. They're being pumped up out there, but they are looking kind of weak on their Bitcoin dominance. So we'll follow that as we have done all year on the markets. And of course, look at the market caps and some of the traditional markets to give us an idea of what's coming next. So make sure you've hit the like button already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It does go a long way to helping out the YouTube algorithm. Let's crack on. First up, Patreon members. I mentioned this last month. If you guys haven't already and you want to learn more about cryptocurrency trading and investing, Patreon is open again for this month. Link is in the top of the description down below. 96 left. Last month they were going at around 5 to 10 per day. So if you are interested, jump aboard and we'll see you over in Patreon. Let's move on to Bitcoin and peak FUD. So the main thing I'm looking at here, this is what I track every day. I understand the dates. I want to know the dates and I want to know what the market sentiment was and how I use that into my trading and long-term investing. 25th, 24th, that time in the market was super peak FUD. We had the 20th and the 21st, the drop. This was when China announced they were going to ban cryptocurrency transactions, making it illegal. Doesn't that seem like a lifetime ago? It's only about 15, 16 days ago, and we are well and truly past that point, cleared out all of this fear and the FUD from that point in time, and the price is well above here. That's the first thing I look at, and 47,500 was my first target to give me an idea of the change in market sentiment. Reason being is that was the top of the day that we had the change in behavior. So Wyckoff analysis, that was also posted on the channel, so you can check that out. Peak FUD coming in here at the 24th. A lot of lows being held up, especially during the period of extreme fear. We'll go to Google to give us an idea of dates. China FUD is here, 24th of September. Basically, I'm just typing this into Google, give me an idea of what was going on back then and just seeing how much it was pushed as a narrative across the crypto space and what result it actually had. So this is how I would look at the news. 26th, 24th, some of the big players here, Crypto Potato, Business Insider, Cointelegraph, we had Bloomberg, we had Routers, Decrypt, everything here. I'm sure I said routers wrong. Doesn't matter. The point is we want to get the dates, and that is the peak FUD date right there. We've blown past that. It seems like a lifetime ago, and here we are, $51,500. We broke through our previous high. We've almost covered the entire leveraged longs liquidation bar, which was the 7th of September as well. And we're only about 2.5% away from the top, which was nearly $53,000. So there it is, 2.5% from that level. What is this telling me now? Well, it seems like the market has turned to the bullish side, obviously. The first sign was the break. Then I had my 47,500. Then we had the 49, 50 as a psychological. And now this is our little last level here. Does this mean we're going straight up? Of course not. Up, down, sideways is what everyone always says. But we are in the stronger side of the market now, and our last line of defense is 53,000 for now until we come up against our next levels, which were around that $59,000, $60,000 level. And of course, the previous all-time high, which was 64.5. Let's call it 65 as a round number for the market to overcome. Now, I often make the point that the market doesn't need to go straight up, and I don't know what's going to happen in the short term. I'm just taking the signals that I've been given, looking at the breaks, looking at the extreme FUD and how the market flipped on that extreme FUD, the next breaks that I've already mentioned on the channel. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen next, but I'm just using what I'm seeing and from my experience in the market. I'm also looking at the market cap, the dominance. The dominance is pushing up, but we're coming up against some resistance at around 44%. That was the level that we were watching on the way down to hold a support. It broke down, Bitcoin kept going, and the alts got a little bit of a pump on. So now we're seeing Bitcoin come back, and things are looking to me like they are flipping. You know, we're getting a lot of different alts moving at different times, which is fantastic for trading and the longevity of the market. So we have more things to look at rather than everything goes up at once and everything goes down at once. The other thing I watch is the NASDAQ and S&P 500. And this is important because unless you're really keeping a track of what the overall market is doing, I think you're missing out on a lot of information. Everyone is trying to say that the market is going to crash, S&P 500 and the traditional markets, but it looks like we're getting some balanced moves on the way down. 100% of this previous move, that's a really good sign. All I see on some of the other news outlets is the market should be falling and the whole entire market is over. I don't see that, and I think that just brings a bit more strength early on in the piece to some of our riskier assets like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Total market cap has also peaked its head above the previous swing top. That's a good sign. We wanted to get some closes above there. And the next level is $2.5 trillion on the market cap. Now let's have a look at some of the altcoins and how they are faring. And of course, if you are looking to trade altcoins, check out Coinly. There is a link to this in the description down below. It connects to over 350 exchanges, and this is something that helps you with tracking all of your trades for your taxes at end of financial year. So link to this is down below. A lot of guys have been asking about that. How do you keep track of everything? Coinly is one of those options. Check it out, pretty inexpensive. Let's look at Ethereum against Bitcoin. And this is also struggling on the way down. Some of the support levels are looking to be taken out. So I've just got my alerts ready to go. Against their USD value, things seem strong, but I also want to take note of the Bitcoin value. So ETH, not the strongest, but it's been holding up pretty well during this whole period. So I like that. That's why it's something that I hold long term. Solana, on the other hand, had a little peak out and is now falling back to some of the support levels. So of course, if these levels are taken out around that 0.0029 or 28, then I would expect a lot further downside for Solana BTC. The USD value might hold up. That goes for all of these other cryptos that I'm looking at. But in terms of something that I want to buy now, I'd probably still be waiting on Solana. If you did follow the channel, you know I was selling this at around 160 just to cover my initial investment, so that I can just trade this one risk-free. That's what I want to do when it comes to my crypto portfolio. The next on the list is FTT. This is another one that we're looking at throughout July and August. It pumped pretty hard and it's now retreated. This is what happens with the cryptos. I don't marry them. It's just part of the game. They pump and they come back just to relive some of the old prices to gain some support. What I want to see is higher lows forming. That's a wonky line, but you get the idea. There's a low, a higher low, a higher low. Should come in anywhere above this 0.001 would be lovely and give us some sign of strength. And then I would look to probably re-enter again for the next move. Moving on to Sushi. And Sushi has lost all of its gains from the initial China FUD. Keep that in mind. Remember, we looked at dates. So we pumped up on the 26th. China was banning everything. They were closing down their Chinese exchanges. And so people naturally thought, well, everyone's going to shift over to DEXs. And maybe they will. But in the short term, the news got the pump and then the dump. So everything that it had gained, it is now lost. And that also goes for Uni. It also had the pump on that day, but it's held up stronger than Sushi. You can see the lows that came in, and we can see we have higher lows, whereas for Sushi, it's all the way back down. So that's a weaker cryptocurrency. And if it starts to break down through these major lows through this level, where it has found support before, then this is unfortunately probably going to see lower prices. Now, I was looking for something strong, and we got BTC. I'm looking at all the BTC values, 24 hours. Everything is in the red. There's a few that aren't in the red, but I'm not that interested in a 0.7%. I want to find something that's big. Shiba Inu. Okay, you guys are getting your pump and dump on Shiba Inu. But I want to find something that is like a legit cool project. A lot of it's red. 3%. I'm not worried about 3%. 3%, 4%. You get the point, okay? A lot of big losses as well. Icon. The main one I saw here, and something that I was given a lot of flack about not buying, and that is Theta. We finally have a bit of a move on Theta. The green circles are all the times when I remember on the channel talking about it and saying, I'm not looking to buy it. This looks more like a low that I would be interested in. And these are great lows. It's all about the same price, but you just have to wait. And, that's what we do in crypto. We can wait. There's no problems as long as we get the moves later on. So these were the big bounces. Nothing happened. We came all the way back down. This was the June low, nothing. The July low, this is all the times that Bitcoin had those big lows. Nothing happened after that. The August low, all the way back down. The recent September China FUD bounce all the way back down and a little lower. And now we're getting some nice stair-stepping action out of these lows. This is getting me a little bit more excited, even if we happen to go lower from this point. It just looks like it's getting ready to at least start to build some foundations. The beauty about this is it's so close to these current lows. So if it did start to break down, the risk is so small and you can easily get out of this if it happened to be something that was on your radar to be buying. So keep an eye on that. Set your alerts close to those areas if you want to trade it, and keep an eye on Theta. To recap the market today, Bitcoin's obviously looking strong. We've seen that over the last week or so. If it starts to fall back into this previous zone of where it was churning, of course, that's a weaker sign. So just keep that in mind. Always check the charts. And for cryptocurrencies, for altcoins that you're looking to buy, make sure you check the BTC chart. There's a lot of people pumping a lot of stuff out there, but always go back and check the BTC charts just to be sure and have some stops in play if you don't want to get stuck in positions which continue to fall. You can always join us on Patreon. I've just released my October altcoin portfolio, so check it out. Link to Patreon is in the description down below, right at the top. Click on and we'll see you over in Patreon, or I'll catch you on Twitter or Instagram as well for daily crypto updates. Otherwise, see you at the next video. Like, share, subscribe, and of course, have more fun to get more done. Peace out, guys.